Good morning, children. We have completed two chapters from this book. Now we will move on to third chapter, that is two stories about flying. In this chapter we have two parts. First part, his first flight. Second, black aeroplane. Today we will do first part, that is his first flight by Liam O'Flaherty. Before starting it, some general points are there. Students, when we have to do any new work, so what is our reaction? Different thoughts come in our mind. If we will try, whether we will be able to do that work properly, what will happen if we fail. So we have some doubts and fear in our mind when we start any new work. This story tells us how can we handle such a situation, what should be our strategy to overcome our fear. So let's start this topic. Firstly, I'll take a reading of this part, then I will tell you briefly what is given in that. The young seagull was alone on his ledge. His two brothers and his sister had already flown away the day before. He had been afraid to fly with them. Somehow, when he had taken a little run forward to the brink of the ledge and attempted to flap his wings, he became afraid. The great expanse of sea stretched down beneath, and it was such a long way down, miles down. He felt certain that his wings would never support him. So he bent his head and ran away back to the little hole under the ledge where he slept at night. Even when each of his brothers and his little sister, whose wings were far shorter than his own, ran to the brink, flapped their wings, and flew away, he felt to muster up courage to take that plunge which appeared to him so desperate. His father, mother had come around, calling to him shrilly, upbraiding him, threatening to let him starve on his ledge unless he flew away. But for the life of him, he could not move. So, students, what is given in this part? See, in this story, we have one young seagull. That young seagull was living on a ledge. What is a ledge? Suppose this is a mountain. This last part, this is the ledge of this mountain. Okay, the last point. So one young seagull was there. He was living on that ledge. His brother, sister, they were able to fly, but that young seagull didn't have courage to fly. He he had fear in his mind. If he will try, he would not be able to fly. His mother, father, they tried to persuade him, they threatened him, they scolded him, but there was no impact. He didn't move. The young seagull didn't try to fly. Then next, that was 24 hours ago. Since then, nobody had come near him. The day before, all day long, he had watched his parents flying about with his brothers and sisters, perfecting them in the art of flight, teaching them how to skim waves and how to dive for fish. He had in fact seen his older brother catch his first herring and devour it standing on a rock, while his parents circled around raising a proud cackle. And all the morning the whole family had walked about on the big plateau midway down the opposite cliff, taunting him with his cowardice. The other family members, they were on the opposite cliff. One more cliff, two cliffs were there. See, this one mountain was there, and then next one, young seagull was here, and the other members, they were here, father, mother, and brother, sister. So they were busy. His older brother, he was able to catch his first fish. They were enjoying that thing, and all his brother, sister, parents, they were calling him coward. Why that young seagull was a coward? Because he didn't have the courage to take his first flight. That's why. The sun was now ascending the sky, blazing on his ledge that faced the south. He felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall. That young seagull was feeling very hungry because he didn't take anything. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge and, standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wig, he closed one eye, then the other, and pretended to be falling asleep. Still, they took no notice of him. He saw his two brothers and his sister lying on the plateau, dozing with their heads sunk into their neck. His father was preening the feathers on his white back. Only his mother was looking at him. His brother, sister, and father, they were busy. His father was just cleaning his wings, but only his mother was looking at him. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau, her white breast thrust forward. Now and again, she tore a piece of fish that lay at her feet and then scraped each side of her beak on the rock. The sight of the food maddened him. How he loved to tear food that way, scraping his beak now and began again to wet it. His mother, the mother of young seagull, she had a piece of fish in her beak, and then she was trying to give temptation so that young seagull could fly. After seeing the piece of fish, the young seagull started making some strange sound like ga ga ga. He cried, begging her to bring him some food. Go, she screamed back derisively, but he kept calling plaintively, and after a minute or so he uttered a joyful scream. His mother had picked up a piece of the fish and was flying across to him with it. He leaned out eagerly, tapping the rock with his feet, trying to get nearer to her as she flew across. That young seagull wanted to take that fish because he was hungry, but when she was just opposite to him, she halted, her wings motionless, the piece of fish in her beak almost within reach of his beak. He waited a moment in surprise, wondering why she didn't come nearer, and then, maddened by hunger, he dived at the fish. But his mother didn't come near to the young seagull. So finally, that young seagull had to dive to take that fish. So he dived for taking that fish. With a loud scream, he fell outward and downward into the space. Then a monstrous terror seized him, and his heart stood still. He could hear nothing, but it only lasted a minute. The next moment, he felt his wings spread outward. When he dived for taking that fish, then he was just full of fear. He thought he would not be able to fly. But after some time, what did he see? His wings spread outward. The wind rushed against his breast, feathers, then under his stomach and against his wings. He could feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air. He was not falling headlong now. He was soaring gradually downwards and outward. He was no longer He was no longer afraid, he just felt a bit dizzy. Then he flapped his wings once and he soared upward, ga ga ga. His mother swooped past him, her wings making a loud noise. He answered her with another scream. Then his father flew over him, screaming. He saw his two brothers and his sister flying around him, curveting and bunking and soaring and diving. Means that young seagull was able to fly now, and his family members, his mother, sister, brothers, they were celebrating his first flight. They all were happy. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly. Now young seagull didn't have any fear, and he forgot about his fear and commanded himself to dive and soar and curve, shriking shrilly. He was near the sea now, flying straight over it, facing straight out now over the ocean. He saw a vast green sea beneath him with little ridges moving over it, and he turned his beak sideways and cawed amusedly. Surprisingly means he was very surprised. The young seagull was surprised. The vast sea was there, and now he was able to fly. His parents and his brother sister had landed on this green flooring ahead of him. His parents, brother, sister, they landed on the sea. They were beckoning to him, calling shrilly. He dropped his legs to stand on the green sea. His legs sank into it. He screamed with fright and attempted to rise again, flapping his wings, but he was tired. Now that young seagull was also floating on the water. Now again he wants to fly, but he didn't eat anything. He was hungry, he was tired, so that's why he was feeling weak. Weak with hunger, he could not rise. Exhausted by the strange exercise, his feet sank into the green sea, and then his belly touched it and he sank no farther. Means he didn't sink in the water, he was floating on the surface of the sea. He was floating on it, and around him his family was screaming, praising him, and their beaks were offering him scraps of the dogfish. Finally, that young seagull made his first flight and he got food also. He had made his first flight. So, dear student, from this story we are learning whenever we have to do any new work, then we should not feel afraid, we should not feel any type of fear. We should try to learn. We should start at least. If we will start, then obviously we can do that work. So, thank you so much. If you have any doubt, then you can ask me.